Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very 29th episode of Cool Down Timer. I am your exhausted host, Neefu, and with me today, I am joined by Zingles Artman.
Partazable Zimbadar.
And from the thawing wastelands of Alaska, Mark Hamilton. And from the thawing wastelands of Alaska, Mark Hamilton.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, so superheroes.
We all love them or hate them, but they're all becoming more...
Actually, that does remind me of a topic that I wanted to talk about. Marvel fatigue.
Marvel fatigue?
Yes.
That sounds like a thing that happens to Marvel.
Okay, so there's been a couple articles online written about Marvel fatigue, which is basically the getting sick and tired of all the superhero stuff everywhere. We got 2 or 3 Marvel movies coming out a year. We've got 6 superhero Marvel shows coming out in the next 2 years, 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. Like Daredevil, Iron Fist.
Daredevil's DC, isn't it?
No.
It isn't?
Daredevil's Marvel.
No, Daredevil's totally Marvel.
I know my comics so
He
well.
hangs with Spider-Man all the time. They don't get along.
I don't know, man. I know, at least for me, I've kind of gotten a little sick of them. Not that, I mean, they've been consistently
not bad,
but I've heard that being the kind of complaint of that actually being worse than them actually being bad, because then it's just like, yep, this is the same relatively good but not anything special movie that I watched 6 months ago, the year before that, 6 months before that.
Well, they are kind of, in general, I think, getting better. I mean, Winter Soldier was a good movie.
And I haven't seen Winter Soldier yet.
Iron Man 3 was good. And
Iron Man 3 had some major problems.
Yeah, but I liked it. I think overall it was a good movie. Thor 2 was messy, but it was better.
Iron Man 3 was better than Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 2 was an alright movie.
I don't know. I think I'm actually looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy more because I'm hoping they're allowing him to express a very different tone and style with that one than the other ones have.
You might like Winter Soldier because it is a different tone.
Okay.
And I mean, it's in the way the opposite direction I think they'll go with Guardians of the Galaxy. It's more serious. But I mean, it just feels like a spy movie or something. Like, it doesn't feel like a superhero movie, which was honestly kind of nice. But it also wasn't as dark and gritty and brooding as all the DC stuff that's been coming out. Dude, but you gotta
Green Lantern was not dark, gritty, and brooding.
Yeah, but the stuff that people actually care about was. No one liked Green Lantern. It was awful.
Did you know that the animated Green Lantern TV series was canceled because the Green Lantern movie toys weren't selling?
That's stupid.
And so they canceled it because stores were like, oh, we already got Green Lantern toys. We don't need any more Green Lantern toys, even though the Green Lantern toys they had were the movie toys, and the TV show was actually very popular.
Lame.
Yep.
That's business.
Yep.
Lord Business
Strictly
plans to
business.
destroy the world with the Craggle.
This is all true because it rhymes. So anyway, we wanted to talk about superheroes today and stuff, and we had kind of had a little conversation earlier on, and Mark brought up what he would want for his superpower, and we were like, huh, you clever girl. So Mark, why don't you fill our fans in on what your superpower would be?
Ever since I was young and liked reading about superheroes in the comics, I thought, man, what kind of superpower would I want? That's just a conversation that comes up a lot in nerdy circles. And, people are like, I want to be able to control fire, I want to fly, I want super strength or something. I was like, oh, that's cool. But as I thought about it, I realized most of the superpowers in the comic books aren't actually that useful to my life.
It's true.
And I really wanted to come up with a superpower that would, one, be awesome, could help save lives, but would also actually be really relevant to my life as it is. And I came up with the best superpower ever. no one has ever convinced me of a superior superpower.
And what's that?
And that's the ability to find anything.
Oh my!
Yeah, that I don't know. That's
No, that actually
definitely
sounds really cool.
and it's also what I like about it is that
Helpful.
but what I like about it is it's like it's actually something kind of original. And it actually kind of made me think. It's just like, okay, so the X-Men are supposed to be like mutants, right? But they've all got these abilities to fight, you know. They can shoot fire and ice, or you know, I don't really know that much about comics, but anyway, they've got all these abilities that help them combat. Where if you were actually if it was actually a mutant evolving in some way like that, you would probably get a lot more things that are more practical, like being able to find anything and stuff like that. I don't know. That's my kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, and finding stuff, like, maybe find anything is too big of a power, because then you could say, like, well, can you find, like, I don't know, the soul? I don't know. But, like, just you know, general superpower, be able to find things would be so useful. One, in a superhero-y way, you could find kids that are lost in the woods. Or who have been kidnapped.
Your superhero name would be like Rescue Ranger. You would wear a ranger outfit and a cape.
I wouldn't actually rescue them. I'd call up the search and rescue people and say, yeah, they're at these GPS coordinates.
Xavier
That's where you'll find
sort
them.
of has that.
Yeah, he's
With
got the.
And also,
Cerebrus?
it would make
Cerebro.
me fabulously wealthy.
Also, imagine the scams you could play. It's just like at like a casino or something.
No, I don't need scams. I don't need scams with this power. It is totally marketable in so many legitimate ways. From finding sunken treasure, and then I just sell that location to the salvage team. You know, because there's salvage companies out there that live off that. Or finding oil or gold deposits or copper deposits for mining companies. Finding people's lost stuff. You could just put out a classified ad, say, hey, you lost something? Give me $100. I'll tell you exactly where it is. People would be lining up out the block if you could actually do it.
$100 initially, and then 10% of the profits for the rest of life.
Actually, you know what's interesting is that like it with that power, you would honestly be able to kind of ruin crime, because it's like, oh, you've been robbed? This is where the criminals live.
Well, it wouldn't ruin it necessarily because, hey, for one thing, I'm just one man. There's a lot of crime going on.
It would incentivize killing in robberies. Because then if the person is like, if the person knew that they had lost something, then they could find the finder, and then the finder would pass it along.
So
but
what
then
you
if the
need
person is dead.
This actually fits in with what I think that my favorite superpower would be. I'd like to be able to teleport anywhere. Reason being, I want to go to all these crazy places, but it's so hard logistically to go places. I would love to be able to just teleport to friggin' Egypt or something for a day. So me teamed up with Mark.
No, teleportation.
Teleport to these exact locations.
Teleportation is definitely my number 2.
Yeah,
Like, if I couldn't have finding, I would have that because that's freaking awesome.
it is.
And it's marketable too. You could make tons of money doing delivery. And that sounds stupid, but if someone needs a few valuable components shipped from China to New York and you can do it in like 1 second, they would pay a lot of money.
I think I'd like to change mine slightly. Maybe instead of teleporting,
What happened?
Sorry, the cat. Zam
kitten
just got like a little baby cat.
the kitten just jumped up and grabbed onto his pant leg, and she's now dangling there. She keeps doing cute things during the podcast.
Sorry about that, guy.
Anyway, maybe
do not chew on that cable.
okay. So there's.
do not chew on my toes either.
I think that instead of teleporting, I want to slightly change it. I'd like to be able to make wormholes to anywhere. That way, I would be able to teleport larger
That
things.
would be bad because wormholes, even the
You know what I mean?
No,
like just a teleportation tunnel.
he's right, though. There are problems with making portals. For example, just forget about breaking the second law of thermodynamics, which is complicated. But let's say you open up a portal from your house in Washington to actually where you're living now doesn't work. Let's say my old house in Washington, which is at 2,000 feet above sea level, and you opened a portal from there to where I am right now, Anchorage, Alaska, which is like 30 feet above sea level. A huge wind is going to blow through there because of the air pressure difference. Probably knock you over, actually.
I hate you and you're thinking really interestingly about these things.
That's actually kind of awesome. Well,
Yeah.
okay, because
So here's something I want to propose to you, because I think this is the most efficient, not ruining things form of teleportation, and it's the Matrix teleportation. The key guy with the hallway full of doors, that kind of teleportation. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't remember that. I
I
haven't
think
seen
I
The
have a
Matrix
kitty
in like
chewing
10
on my
years.
pinky.
Okay, you open a door and it goes to a hallway, and you do this with any door in existence. You open it up and suddenly behind it is this hallway instead of what's supposed to be there. You close it, the hallway's full of doors, you walk a few steps, oh, there's your door, the door going exactly the place you want. You open it and it opens up a door there.
That would be kind of awesome. I would become a magician. Now, but the thing is, though, is the reason that I wanted the portal is I wanted it to be able to take bigger things with me. Like, say, if I wanted to drive a truck through this portal, I'd want to be able to do that. So
Yeah, that wouldn't work with the doors.
So it wouldn't be able to be a wormhole. It would have to be
Unless
a
it was a garage
teleportation
door.
field or something.
Oh.
So instead of just teleporting me, it's teleporting whatever's in this small area.
Yeah, that'd be pretty useful. Can't you just imagine how much money you could make
Yeah.
just moving stuff legitimately? Like in that Jumper movie, I think they called it, where the guy could teleport. He like stole money from banks. He could have just done a delivery service.
Dude, I would totally, though, teleport into every bank and leave a birthday cake.
You could be like Santa Claus.
No, holy crap, I would become Santa Claus.
That is amazing.
I would use the money I'd make to bring toys, and I would scare the crap out of parents with it.
I'm just imagining you in this giant warehouse full of Christmas presents, and you're like, okay, it's go time. And you're just like flickering like a strobe light. Grabbing presents, disappearing, grabbing another one.
No, but can you imagine why this would work so well with you and your power and my power together?
Well, I could find it.
Because you being able to tell me exactly where to go, and then me being able to open up a portal to there. So, Neefu,
Chewing on me.
he's having fun with a kitten. What's your power?
Whatever Mystique has, the ability to change forms into other people, or like an anamorphy type power.
Well, that's a pretty cool one.
Way to think outside the box.
Oh, I don't know. I've just always thought it was.
No, that is a cool
Let me
one.
deal with this cat first. 'Cause
And also marketable and useful in real life.
So would you want to be able to actually physically take on the form of another person, or would you want to be able to, like...
Not illusion magic. I wanted to physically change form.
Okay. So you would probably be stuck to people then, or would you want to be able to do, like, animals and crap too?
How much Animorphs did you read?
Animorphs?
Yeah.
Random smattering.
Didn't they explain it as in,
Animorphs
like,
is the frickin' shiz.
the when you morph into something smaller, your matter is just floating in space somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
Z space.
Which is where ships travel when they're going in hyperspace or something like that.
But no, that'd be an awesome power too.
And so I think one of the characters said at one point, like, it's kind of like hanging your butt out a window going down the freeway or something like that.
I think that was an actual quote from the books, yes.
Yeah, I think Marco said that.
Yeah, he was the funny one.
I don't remember why I remember that quote specifically.
But no, I don't know. I think it would be really cool to like be able to change forms like that, and because I took a test this week, the official Pottermore test, to see which house I would be in, and I was a Slytherin.
I was Ravenclaw.
Surprise, surprise, I was a Slytherin, and I don't know. I could actually do the bad things that I imagine.
Dude.
And I wouldn't get caught.
You know what I think is interesting about D&D? I think that in general, it shows you the true side of somebody. And that
I would be a god of chaos.
you play a chaotic character when you play, and I play a lawful good character when I play.
Well, I think it less shows the true self and more what someone would like to do, but knows in real life that it would be bad to do that, maybe, or wrong, or impractical.
Mm-hmm.
But D&D land has no consequences.
Yeah.
No real ones, anyway. I mean, there's in-game consequences, but yeah, being able to change form not only would be freaking cool. I mean, I'd love to be like a cat for a day. Speaking of cats, that'd be fun. But it's totally marketable too.
You'd be the biggest movie star ever in monster movies. We want it to look
You'd
like
be your own special effect.
We want it to look like this. Very well. That'll be $1 million.
And it'll be the best dang monster dinosaur bunny you've ever seen.
Stop playing with the cat.
I'm sorry, it's cute.
You're so side. No. If I'm not allowed to be on random things during the podcast, you are not allowed to play with the kitty.
Excuse me if it was gnawing on my little finger.
Leave it alone. And participate in the conversation.
Now you know what it feels like. Yeah, so I would like to change forms. I think that would be cool. I would like to screw around with people, and I think that would be cool. I would be afraid of doing like a mind reading type power because sometimes it's nice not knowing all the intimate thoughts that people have about you.
I'd like to be able to create anything.
Beer
pouring out of my hands.
The tickets are now diamonds.
So that does lead to a lot of well, not problems, but tricky areas.
Where does the matter come from?
Like, you know, you can't just start turning everything into gold or you'll devalue gold, and you can't. Where does the stuff
Then I turn everyone else's gold into lead, and then turn their lead into dirt, and then turn their dirt into air. Look at me. Now back at your man. Now back at me. Now back at your man.
Actually, if you could create
Sadly, he's not me.
stuff, you know, the obvious thing is, yes, become rich, create a pile of gold or something, but probably the most profitable thing would be to create the kind of crazy elements that requires a giant super collider to produce right now.
Yeah, you're smart.
Tisk, tisk,
No, I'd
you
stick
and
with
your-
teleporting. I mean, I would love to right now be able to record, and honestly, like, I mean, imagine if we could all record every day for me just going teleporter.
So we got Mystique, we got Nightcrawler, and we got Xavier.
Yay, let's start a school for special people.
So
Did you see that, how Frozen should have ended?
no, I have
video.
not seen it yet. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it posted, but I have not watched it yet.
I don't know if I should spoil it or
I'll
not,
spoil it.
but it was funny.
So, okay.
What are you chewing on?
Leave the cat alone.
It is chewing on tin foil.
It's playing with it. It's fine. It's a kitten. She's playing with a little ball of tinfoil.
I'm gonna be one of those parents that's like afraid of anything that gets put in my kid's mouth by it.
Yeah, and especially because it's going to have to come out as poop, and you're going to have to deal with that.
Okay, so what
Part two.
superhero? Yeah, part two.
So we have a part 2 to this one, which is...
What superhero power do we think is best appropriate for our other home dogs?
Like,
Well, let's start with...
Well, I think just to make it clear, it's like just thinking about them as a person. If we were making them like a superhero, what would fit them, right?
If our personalities developed powers.
Well, okay. Well, all right.
Who wants to go first? Who wants to be done first?
I'll go first because it'll force you to talk.
Mark, you go first.
Oof.
You go first about Zam.
Okay. Well, let's see, Zam. In real life, you're a large person, so that makes me think of things like super strength or the Thing. But you're not a very physical person. You're not very violent.
I have a high special attack.
Honestly, I'm just running in my head through images of different superpowers. I'm imagining you, like giant sort of a Hulk guy. I'm imagining you with
That's where I was going.
like
I think that's where I was
Colossus.
going with my first.
I'm
guess.
imagining you, actually, just a weird image of you with like a sword. That's not a superpower. That's a sword.
I actually have that.
Is the sword talking?
Yes. No, he's just gonna hurt someone with it instead of hurting trees with it. I don't know.
The self-harmicator.
So I'm gonna say, oh gosh, this is hard. I don't just want to say you're just the Hulk, because you're not the Hulk.
Yeah, mainly because I'd be the worst Hulk because I don't get angry very
Well,
easily.
that's the thing is like you do, but you express it.
No, I really don't get angry easily. Like, I mean, when I do get angry, I don't usually show it, but I also just don't get angry easily.
So your superpower is being Bruce Banner. When you get angry, you're not the one that deals with it. It's the other guy that deals with it.
Just oof. This is
You don't have
just.
to give me a superpower that someone has. You can make something up.
I know, but this is just hard. Ugh.
Jeez, I'm surprised you guys are going the direction that you're going. I thought you would go somewhere else. You're going all physical.
Well, the other thing about you is that you're
a
an
very
artist.
prominent
So I was
figure
imagining maybe
in the
you can
eye.
sculpt things into things, but you don't sculpt much, to be honest.
I'm good at it, though.
Though
It's
you
easier
can.
than drawing.
The demotivator. You can make people lose their motivation.
Do I make you lose motivation?
Yes.
On what?
Everything, because you lose motivation, then I lose motivation. Motivation. Motivation?
You guys are bad at this.
Well, I don't know. You go.
Okay, I got one. All right? It's a crazy one, but imagine your superpower is a super defensive ability to protect
Fair
people.
enough. I'm a paladin.
Like imagining your back turning into like sheets of steel and you're just wrapped around someone. Like, I'm not gonna let you hurt them.
The Mother Hen.
Can you get protective of people?
That is his superhero name. The Mother Hen.
Okay, let's do Neefu. Well, do you have anything to add to that?
I can buy the
Is that what we're going with? Okay,
yes,
a
you are the
defensive
Mother Hen.
ability. Okay, so for Neefu, I'm not a mothering person though. I mean, I am a.
I saw you with that kitty this morning.
Kittens are cute. I do have. I mean,
Actually, maybe this would be a better one. I'm just imagining a slight reality shifting power.
I reject.
I don't know. Now I've lost it. Yeah, you're hard, Zach. I mean, Zam. Name.
I don't know. No, that
Nah.
works because the Constitution, the toughness thing works though because like I think that like you said, I'm a big guy, but I'm not a violent person. But I'm a tough person.
You are very tough. You've never been to the hospital, and you should have gone many times.
I was at the hospital for stitches once
Okay.
because it wouldn't stop bleeding.
Unlike all the other
Get the rock
wounds you've
difference.
received.
Yeah. They stopped bleeding. It actually didn't stop bleeding until it was stitched up. Like it was oozing blood the entire 40-minute drive there. But head wounds bleed profusely. So anyway, all right, let's Mark. Let's do Neefu because he's freaking out of it today. I'm putting the cat in
My
another
grandmother
room.
We
I know.
recorded this week's episode, last week's episode, and we'll be recording next week's episode all in a couple-hour period.
Next one won't be bad, or I'll make him re-record it over and over again until it's good. Okay, so
Bring it on, boy.
Well, you take it.
What you got for
Yeah,
me?
take it away.
I think your power is that you could become skinnier. Imagine if you could fit through the crack of that door.
So I'm a nerfed version of Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Cat is chewing on cables again.
That's the start of it. What else are we going to add?
Well, I got one, actually.
Yep.
A different one. So you think about that for a second, what you'd add to his skinniness. But I think Neefu, power that would fit him would be the ability to become one with the shadows.
I like that one.
I got one.
To like literally like, hey, I'm gonna stick my hand in the shadow. Oop, I'm gone now. I'm actually in the shadow. I'm gonna freak you out now. Whoop, I'm gone. I'm in the shadow over there now.
I've got one. Every time you express emotion,
you'd
it
enjoy
turns
that.
into an actual energy form. So imagine every
Cat
time you
cable,
screamed at
cat
amnesia, if there was a
cable,
blast
cat
of energy.
cable. Sorry, I'm just worried about the little kitty cat.
I'm gonna put you in the horn.
And then what?
That horn.
Then what? Zam calls me and says, "You need to come down here. He's refining depression energy.
No, it would be great.
Emitting it at
You
a
are a very
heightened rate, and it will destroy the world."
You are a very emotional person.
It's true.
And your emotions are very, very upfront and visible. And so imagine those
I
taking...
try to hide them.
Yeah, you do a bad job.
I do a bad job with people like you who know me well enough to know what.
Imagine those
how I
just
express
taking
them.
on a physical form. When you're in a super creative mood, maybe you could make a physical energy that like actually can change into things. Or when you're in a bad mood, it's like this, I don't know, dark energy.
Well,
or-
I'm just imagining
I want to be a supervillain.
that really bad
would
time
be.
period after that one breakup. Only instead of just sitting there, you'd be just sitting there and slowly building a pile of little coal black rocks that are covering you and filling.
That's totally
the
your
room.
power.
I want to be a
They're just
supervillain.
plinking into
If I had a
existence.
superpower, I would be a supervillain.
Why?
Because it's more fun.
I would have to fight you because it's bad.
Are you surprised by this in any way, shape, or form? If we both had superpowers, you know I would be evil, and you guys would have to fight
It would be so
me.
emotional.
Mark, if
It would be like Chronicle.
No,
if we had superheroes, would you be good?
Well, yeah, listen, I just gave you my finding one. And what I told you was I would be good and practical. I would rescue people, and I would make millions of dollars.
I would be a force of chaos. I wouldn't be a good or evil guy.
Yeah, and like I said, the worst thing I would do is leave cakes inside of bank vaults to show I can get in here. But I mean, I wouldn't actually take anything because all those people work for that money.
I would. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I would not. I would not be a villain. I would be a force of chaos. I would just screw with people.
I'd have to fight you.
That's why I picked the shadow thing for you. It would make you very easy for you to screw with people.
I still pick the emotion thing. I think.
Well, if it was the emotion thing, okay, we got ZAM.
Maybe-
Let's say it's a comic book world.
That could be one of the things with the emotions.
It's a comic book world. Let's say Neefu becomes a supervillain and has the emotion thing, and you've got the super toughness I gave you. And you guys are squaring off in a street, and Neefu just flings a bolt of hatred at you, and it's like a lightning javelin, and it hits you, but you're super tough, so you just take it. And you're like, ugh, come back to the light side, Neefu. And he's like, never.
And then I would fill an old lady's purse with, what are those fish? Anchovies.
You have metronome. Random things happen around you.
You know, if you had the shadow power, you could totally do that because there are shadows in the purse. You could just fill it with anchovy.
Okay, well.
So what about me?
You, super intellect.
Laser vision.
Why laser vision? Yes. When I look at Mark, I go, you know what? If he had a superpower, he'd have laser vision.
That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
I say super intellect.
You know, because of my glowing eyes.
Why, though? Explain your answer.
Actually, now that I think about it, it might be because it was stuck in the back of my head because of the teaser picture from a couple weeks back.
Oh yeah, I had laser eyes in that picture.
But it just felt right.
Yeah. So a real one.
I don't know.
What do you mean by super
He's got a
intellect?
hat
As if I didn't
and he
have
can
that
pull.
power already? Mm.
No, okay, well, let's take it one step farther then. Maybe like a psychic ability.
No, he has a hat. His character.
He doesn't wear a hat.
Yes, but his superhero identity does, and it's a top hat. And he's like a magician type character, and he pulls random crap out of this hat.
That doesn't fit his personality at all.
Random pop culture facts are constantly being pulled out of the hat by him.
It's true.
That goes hand in hand with the super intellect.
So
A brain hooked up to Wikipedia.
I think that was.
I want that.
I think that was Freakazoid.
No, he was hooked up to just the internet in general, wasn't he?
Yes.
Which drove him crazy.
Huh. I never watched that show.
I only watched like a little bit, but I know a bit about it because of that guy with the glasses. I think a resistance to cold.
Oh yeah, that's a cool superpower. Hey, if it gets chilly, call me.
At my most
I'll get in that rock
at my
and
most
freeze it.
badass, I make people feel like they need a shower. No, I'm saying some kind of psychic super intelligence or something like that. 'Cause you know a lot of things. You overwrote my portal idea because of wind.
It's true though. That would happen if you could open a portal.
That's
I
one
know.
of the.
But you are a smart person.
Okay, so Mark, what do you feel about that anti-time travel theory that says that time travel could exist, but there's a good chance that if it did exist, that the time travelers are probably floating in space right now because the Earth is no longer in this place it was at when they time traveled.
Well, first I gotta say that yes, if you made a device that only moved you through time, you would end up in space because the Earth is moving, the sun is moving, the whole galaxy is moving. So that's true. But I figure if you're smart enough to invent time travel, there's gotta be a way to figure out that bit of it. To also ground you to something. Now, the neat thing about time travel is that if it's possible, you can't change the past. That's a whole nother story. Did I talk about this on the podcast?
That's a perfect topic for the next episode.
Time travel.
Tearing apart time travel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in time travel. Oh, Yeah, good episode idea.
We'll save it for the next episode.
So laser vision and
My
super
power's
brains.
the lamest. No laser vision. Doesn't make sense.
I actually, when I was in 5th grade,
Maybe you've
I wrote
developed glasses that shoot lasers for you because
wrote
you're super smart.
a short story about this character called the Dark Shadow, and he could hide in shadows.
Oh wow, serendipitous.
There's actually a D&D character that can do that. The Shadow Dancer.
His sidekick was Hard Drive, who could jump into computers.
Actually, Hard Drive, that's your name. No, you don't even have a super intelligence. You just never lose information
Whoa, that would be an interesting superpower.
and can be connected to the internet. There we go.
There we go. The Dark Shadow and Hard Drive have somehow been resurrected.
And I'm Mother Hen. That name sucks.
The Dark Shadow, Mother Hen, and I guess Mother Hen and Hard Drive face off against the force of chaos. That
We
is the
could
Dark
give
Shadow.
him a different name if he's just really
Yeah.
tough. We could call him
I
like
will always call
Hard
him
Drive
Mother
is
Hen.
actually kind of a cool name for a superhero.
Brick Wall.
Brick House.
She's a brick.
No, dude, I totally want to make a superhero where it's just like this like blonde chick who's got like a super defense and her name is the Brick House.
No, kitty. Back
She's
away.
mighty.
Back. No.
Hey, Fuzzy.
But you can't handle kittens.
Say hi to everyone, kitty. Say hi.
Cats, man.
No?
You gotta hold her in the right way to make her.
She just goes,
So we'll just be a super troop. Super trooper. So, well,
no, you and I will, and then we will fight. We will fight
Meow.
Neefu.
what we would want to be is a finder, teleporter, shifter. And what we would thematically be is some kind of hard drive, tough guy, shadow man / emotional man. I guess we never decided which of those was better.
Yeah. Now, the other question is...
Look for this webcomic
Okay,
in a couple weeks.
No! No!
Drawn by the wonderful Mark Hamilton.
Okay, there we go. So,
Oh, gosh. I hope you like stick figures.
okay,
Let's do it. You'll write all.
Actually, for the cover,
no.
we could do a comic with these characters, like a page of a comic.
Gosh.
Okay, so if you guys were superheroes, what would you dress like? What would you do would you play up the superhero thing, or would you just be a normal person with a superpower?
No, I would be wearing very tight black leather.
I would be having fun with it.
I would be wearing tight black leather, and I would. Well, I mean, that would work with me because I'm a shadow figure. So I'd have the tight black leather, and then I would be wearing like some crazy eyeliner and eyeshadow, and nail polish, black nail polish, and maybe I'll go with the black lipstick. I don't know, might be fun. But basically, just all black.
Well,
I would wear like some kind of helmet thing and my sword or something like that, because I'm all defense, so my offense has to be something physical.
well,
And then if I can change myself into like defensive steel, I would change my fist to steel and punch people with it.
if I were this hard
Heck, I'd
drive
have a gun.
guy, I'd probably wear a bulletproof vest. Because I just have the power to remember things. But if I was the finding guy, if I had the finding power, I don't think I'd really have a costume. I'd just run a business. But for the heck of it, I think I'd always wear a T-shirt that has an exclamation mark on it.
Or an X. X marks the spot.
It's like, oh, found it.
You could be an X.
X
you
mark.
You could be X-Man.
X mark.
Yeah, I'm X mark. And X marks the spot. Wow.
Yeah, this is horrible. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody.
We didn't.
I liked it.
Got anything to say to the people at home?
Question of the week.
What's your superhero power?
If you want to find out more from us, go to Facebook and YouTube and all them stuffs. Sorry about the kind of down episodes. It's been a rough couple weeks, or it's been a rough week. So, see you next time. See you next week. Singles Art Man, Neefu, Page Nebula. Listen to another episode if you actually want to hear that stuff.
I hope I'll find you all later.
Cool down time, yeah.